Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So, gonna start talking about the Book of Shadows. And what the Book of Shadows is basically your journal, for lack of a better word. And what you keep in it is your info and your oh geez, your Wiccan read, your spells, your rituals, your I like to put in crystals and their meanings and the gods and goddesses. And I mean, it's so over, there's so many things. Your correspondence with your colors and candles. And it's too much to talk about in one video. So what I thought about talking about was our Book of Shadows. And our Book of Shadows can be anything. It can be a notebook. You can go get nowadays, now at this time of the year, you can go to any store, Walmart, Staples, whatever, and get yourself a notebook because kids are going back to school and you can get them $3 for $1 sometimes. So grab yourself a notebook. I have a dedicated Book of Shadows that I continually forget to grab to put here, but I will do that. But just to start off, your Book of Shadows is, and I wrote just some notes down here, just to kind of, keep in mind y'all know that I'm a little bit, because of the medications and all, I can be a little bit forgetful. So I want to make sure, that we do this good. They, you should handwrite your stuff in your Book of Shadows because it transfers your energy into your book. It helps charge those words. And, as anything else, it's even when you draw or do art or anything like that, you're putting your energy into the things that you do, which can be making a video as well as putting your stuff in your Book of Shadows. Now, let me explain to you that there are a lot of different interpretations of Wicca, or being Wiccan, or how you choose to, follow the Book of Shadows or the Wiccan read or anything to that effect. Every place, every country, every kind of thing, every person really has different ways of doing it. So I like this because you can kind of tailor it to what you like. Like I said in the other video, if I'm Wiccan, but I also do some Buddhist things, like I said, pagan, different kind of things. So you tailor this to what you like and what you believe and what you want to take from this. I'm going to talk about in the upcoming videos spells and how I transfer energy and how I get rid of negative energy and a lot of things that we deal with personally. So and give you my ideas and my beliefs and my way of doing it. And I will give you other options as well, like people that do it a different way. Plus, there's so many of us out there who practice and do videos and all that you can find if you're not happy with me. I take this pretty seriously. I really, to get into a backstory a bit, I have been doing this since I was about 13. Of course, I've learned throughout the years until I'm now 45. When my son passed, it like I mentioned before, it kind of threw me for a loop on my belief system of anything. And I do believe no matter what belief system I had, it still would have done the same. I kind of got out of it, quote unquote, for a couple years. In the last year or so, I've been definitely getting back into it again. I miss it. I miss the peace that it brings to me. I miss the relationship, I guess, I have with nature and different kind of things that I miss. I need more peace in my life. And unfortunately, because I've not been doing this as hardcore as I was before, that piece kind of leaves a bit. So this to me is such an exciting thing because it's starting. Even though I know a lot and I've studied a lot and I do a lot, it's taking me back to the core of what all of this is and reigniting the love and trust and everything inside of me for this, if that makes sense. So let's say you have your Book of Shadows, okay, and you're starting it. Something I suggest using a handmade book. but like I said, you can use whatever you can find. Handmade books are good because, especially if you make it yourself, you definitely can get one. My husband bought me one. It's beautiful. I love it. But if you're not somebody who can go out and buy one, or you don't want to buy one because you don't know that you're going to really be into this or not, a notebook is going to be completely fine. It's your energy. I suggest, maybe making, if you do any art, make your cover, a nice cover. Of whatever kind of art you like to do, or cut out from a magazine, or do whatever, just to make it yours, to make it more personal and your energy into it. I suggest as well a binder, a 3-ring binder that you can get very inexpensively now. Get your 3-ring binder, and it has the little things that you open and all, and get your notebook paper that goes in there and fill it up. And use that, because as you go along and we start doing crystals and what they are and their meanings and spells that you can use with them, or candles, and everything, you could take out your papers, you can write, you could put it in, you can rearrange it the way you want after you get your Book of Shadows basically done. So that's a great way too. So I suggest that. I know with school starting, everything is out there. And writing your info as well, it helps you retain a lot of what you're putting down. It's like when you were in school and you would have to take notes, and take notes from a chapter, and then you would be tested on it. You're more likely to retain that information. So it also helps you learn, and learn what you're doing and spell, so you don't always have to go back into your Book of Shadows. You know what I mean? So it helps you with your spells and rituals and all that kind of thing. I suggest doing a dedication to yourself if you're doing a solitary book and belief system. A lot of covens are around, and you definitely can go and join a coven and do that. I do it solitaire, so you want to write a dedication to yourself, and you write it to like the god and goddess. And I would write it on my first page. And for example, I dedicate myself to the goddess today, and then write today's date, or whatever date you do this, and to guide you, to protect you, to help you, whatever you're looking to get from your god or your goddess. You also can find, and we're going to go through gods and goddesses in another video, but you also can find a goddess or many goddesses that speak to you, that you want to work with and to have in your life, and you can also dedicate it to that goddess. But really, this is like a be all of the goddesses. Do you know what I mean? The goddess coming and helping you, her energy. And like I said, you want your goddess to guide you and protect you, and such and such. The second page I suggest is your Wiccan read, and it's like the Wiccan law. And I can give you the full version, and if you guys want the full version, I'll gladly do another video or put the link on my website. But the Wiccan read is basically, in a nutshell, love and do what you will, or, harm no one and do what you will. So, it's basically treat others how you want to be treated. If you wish harm on somebody, or you're negative towards somebody, or what have you, it'll come back to you in threefold. That's just the law. And that's the Wiccan read has a lot of things in there that I think are very important. But if you're starting out and you don't want to get into all that and write all that Wiccan read down, this is what you could write: love and do what you will, or that's the shorter version, and a very shorter, and harm none and do what you will. So that's what I suggest. Like I said, if you really want to do the Wiccan read, let me know, or you could search it on Google easily, and then write that as your second page in your Book of Shadows. It's I think it's a really good thing. I think it's a wonderful thing to live by. I'm not perfect by no stretch of the imagination, so to me, I do my best to live like that, but there are times that I don't. And I want to work on that. I really, really do. And I've changed a lot this past year with getting back into this. I can feel, and I can see the difference in myself, or how I deal with people or deal with situations. Because before, I would take things so personally, and so I just didn't have anything to grasp onto. And this changed my life in so many ways way back when I was 13, and it never surprises me when I really, go through my book of shadows or anything to that effect, how it will still, it changes little things and it changes big things, and I just think it's a good thing. That's all I can really say about that. You can title your book of shadows as well, on the front of uh your book of shadows, your notebook or whatever you have. You can title it book of shadows, and then you can put your name underneath of it. Like I said, you could decorate it, you can do whatever you want, it's yours. Remember that this is where you're going to put your energy, and you're going to, you know do your spells and all that kind of thing. So, it's very, very cool. So those are the two things I'm going to have you guys start with. Um, it's I don't know. It's an amazing, amazing thing. And like I said, I'm going to talk about how I weave in different parts of different beliefs or cultures, so to say, Wiccan and pagan and Buddhist and that kind of thing, that do affect my life and really speak to me. Again, if you are religious in the sense as far as Catholic, Baptist, or anything like that, you can use this in ways to be a journal to just enhance your life. You don't have to not believe in your God or feel that you're believing in this and that you're going to ruin your relationship with your God or whatever you do. This is a very human, nature-based belief system that I think if we all had this in our lives, to some level, we would probably be a better place. But that's my beliefs, and that's my opinion. So, but that's where we're gonna start. So if you want to do this and you don't have a notebook and you have some printer paper or whatever, do this as well. Do this as well and make that front page of your paper your book of shadows. Anything you do will not be minimized because you don't have a big book of shadows that you went out and spent a lot of money on or what have you, or made your own. Remember, this is all your energy that's going into this, your good energy, your loving energy, and that's what this is about. So the book of shadows might scare people, might think, that's not your way, or it'll change your religion or your beliefs or whatever. It's not. It's just your energy. It's your energy that you're putting in here. Because remember, spells are not like Tabitha on Bewitched or whatever her name is. Can't wrinkle our noses and have things appear in front of us. This is a very energy filled. We're just using our energies. And I know a lot of you, even though you're not Wiccan or pagan or what have you, y'all believe in the energies, energies and crystals and energies and things. And, I have a problem when I buy from like a thrift store or a used store or whatever, when we bring those items into my house. You have to cleanse them. You have to do all that because you don't want that energy it might have been in a house that was, the people were fighting all the time or abusive or something like that. And you're bringing that energy into your house. So taking a few minutes to cleanse it with sage or what have you. And I'm going to talk all about that too, the herbs. Can't hurt you any, it just helps get that negative energy out and getting your good energy in there. So, I say do this. And what I also say when you're starting this and starting your page, light a candle. Just sit in silence, light a candle, and do this just to have that peace. And you can really concentrate on your book. So I hope that helps some of you just to get started out of the gate. This is going to take a long time to learn the ins and outs and everything that's in it, but it is very, very interesting and very relaxing, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. So I'm going to try to do a few videos a week on this, and if not more, and go on to each section, like what next are we going to put into our book of shadows, and then concentrate on that. So it'll be one thing probably at a time, because once we get into the crystals and the spells and the rituals and herbs and all that kind of thing, it gets a little long, a little longer than 10 minutes. So that's it. As always, be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And let me know down below what you guys think. Any questions? And we're going to be on our way. So have a great day, guys.